Hey guys, this is Dan with Gears and Gadgets. Thanks for tuning in. So it's been a little while since I put a video out motovlogging because it's not that I haven't ridden, but I definitely have ridden a little bit less lately, mainly because for work I've actually needed my truck for kind of some back and forth to job sites. And then really the times that I actually have ridden, just with like the whole state of everything, I kind of was just doing it for strictly pleasure, no filming, just kind of get out and ride to clear my mind because, well, you know, usually it's not a huge deal. I actually enjoy getting out and filming on the bike, but just kind of looking for some times to get out and have a little time in my own head. With that being said, I'm going to start doing some more frequent moto vlogging on the channel here. Let's get off and go see what's going on this way. There's some wildfires going on over this way, so I'm not going to get super crazy about going to find them because I don't want to be in anybody's way. But so this Sunday, I just wanted to let you guys know, which would be July 5th, I believe, I am going to be on a live stream on Broncoride's channel at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and also going to be on with Bodine 52 and Harley Davidson HDR, and just kind of jumping on there to be a part of his live stream. I want to do a little bit more of that kind of going forward. It is really tough, I tell you, having a full-time job, what I would call full-time YouTube channel, arguably, and you know, being husband, father, and trying to split up all that time. The other issue is being here in Arizona. Sometimes it's kind of hard to sync up with people on the East Coast, and a lot of people on the West Coast don't do things at certain times just because you've already lost the East Coast. So when you're on the West Coast and you live stream something at, you know, 6, 7 o'clock at night, for me it would be like 8 o'clock at night would be the perfect time to jump on live stream. Well, by that point you've already lost the entire East Coast, and your motivation to do it kind of dwindles out. So it's kind of a tough thing that I don't think a lot of people realize. Let's go this way. You know, people don't realize that it can be kind of difficult to juggle that live stream type of thing. So I will be on that channel, so check it out. I'll link that in the description down below. Go check it out for Sunday. Now, I'm just out today kind of riding around with not a whole lot of agenda. It's Friday. I have the day off from work because of the holiday weekend. My wife and daughter actually are at home right now, both off for the day. So I wanted to get out and cut a video and then go back and spend the rest of the day with them, probably grill up some steaks later, and just have a nice family Friday. But for this video, I just kind of wanted to talk about Harley Davidson, and you know, I want to say a part of the reason why I probably haven't really been moto vlogging all that much is, you know, part of owning a Harley and getting out moto vlogging, talking about the brand, in this current state of things, it's kind of difficult because, well, Harley Davidson is kind of just on ride out 2020 mode right now, and I don't blame them. I mean, the economy is just the ups and downs. People are unsure about jobs, and when you talk about motorcycles, obviously that is a purchase that requires spending of just additional money that people are probably just trying to hold a little bit closer, you know, to their chest right now. So, you know, Harley Davidson entered 2020 before all of this pandemic stuff, and you know, before the social unrest and all of this stuff that they're trying to currently navigate. With Jochen Zeitz coming in as the new CEO, he already entered in with this whole rewire strategy where they're just trying to kind of reevaluate the entire market and decide where it is they want to position themselves going forward. And then pretty much right after that was announced, pandemic strikes, and well, it was kind of a mandatory rewire. So kind of good timing in a weird way for Harley to pump the brakes and kind of retool the entire operation. They just announced that they're laying off a whole bunch of workforce, and no, it's never good when there's layoffs like that, but if it's kind of a cut and run strategy now to protect your future, you have to support that. But to anybody who's in that kind of caught up in that mix and maybe has lost their jobs in the process, you know, just because I feel that way doesn't mean that I also don't empathize with the fact that you know, and sympathize with the fact that you've lost that job. So just kind of a sad state of the way things are in 2020. I entered this year feeling super optimistic, and I set some real lofty goals for myself and this channel. And as I sit here halfway through the year, I just kind of want to get out of 2020. Kind of looking forward to 2021 and see what that has to bring. Also, I have no idea where I am. I've never come this way before, but my lord, what a bunch of absolutely beautiful riding out here. This really is a scenic scenic area. Hey, come do some more riding through here. I kind of thought I was going to see a whole bunch of smoke and fire back here, but really just a whole lot of beauty and expansive desert back here. These people who ride their bicycles when it's 100 degrees out uphill like this through the middle of nowhere, seemingly with absolutely nothing on them to sustain life, seems crazy to me. But hey, who am I? So I definitely understand why Harley's just kind of riding it out. Watch for horses. So there are wild horses in this area. I do not want to hit one with my bike. Pretty crazy to think that we live in an area where there's just wild horses roaming around, but there are. I'd like to think that I'd be able to see one coming out of the bushes, but probably not. So yeah, it's tough right now to kind of get out, talk about the brand. You know, a lot of us are kind of always speculating about, like, hey, what's the next thing to come? What are they going to do this year? What's going to be the big splash, if any? There's still a lot of uncertain things at this point about where Jochen Zeitz stands with some of the upcoming models, and if they're going to be paring down what they even offer for bikes as a whole, which I think they will, and I don't think is a bad idea actually. But it's certainly going to be an interesting thing to see where they go in the next, well, I'm going to say 2 years now. Entering 2020, I was kind of looking at it like 2020 was going to be like a redefining year for the brand, but obviously just the way that things have gone, not so much. So let me know, what you think in the comments down below. If you're watching here wondering what's going on in my Motovlog setup, I did want to mention this in this video. I was attempting very, very hard to make this GoPro 360 my sole camera, and then piping audio through a microphone into an audio recorder into my jacket. Well, I went out probably on, no joke, probably there was over 20 test rides with 2 different audio recorders trying to get the audio to work appropriately. I tried the Tascam DR10L, the Zoom H4n, and 3 different microphones. The one that I'm using now, which is a unidirectional cheapo microphone, which ended up being the best out of all of them, from Amazon. I also used the Rode Wireless Go microphone, and that didn't work out all that well. It was too sensitive, omnidirectional, picked up too much of the ambient noise, and it was pretty brutal. And also the lapel mic that came with the Tascam DR10, also too sensitive. The audio would not work. So after a lot of trying, a lot of trial and only error, I ended up going with the dedicated GoPro Hero 7 with the mic adapter, with this Olzani case, or Yolanzi, whatever they call it. It's an Amazon product. I'll link that in the description down below. But I went with this one because it allows the mic adapter to be mounted on the top of the camera, but because I run it inverted, it puts it down at the bottom, and I kind of like the fact that the lens is up a little bit higher. It gives a little better view out through the windshield. So this is my setup You just can't beat the GoPro audio. I tried, I lost. GoPro, you win. So with that being said, thank you very much for tuning in to the video. Again, if this is your first time tuning in, please hit that subscribe button down below. Remember, likes go a long way to help support the channel. If this is your first time, I appreciate it. Share the channel with your friends, and I will check you guys next time.